India will host the second Voice of the Global South Summit on the 17th of November. It will be held virtually, and India is committed to consolidating its collaborations and convergences within the Global South. The summit provides a platform to discuss the outcomes from the various G20 meetings during India's presidency as well. The first summit had seen 125 nations participate. That summit in January of 2023 had provided a diverse range of perspectives on the Global South. DD India's Akshay Dongre reports.
India will be hosting the second summit of the Global South nations on 17th November. The Voice of the Global South Summit will be held in virtual mode and in continuation with the first Voice of Global South Summit held in January during India's G20 presidency.
This would be an opportunity, tomorrow's summit, for sharing with the countries of the Global South the key outcomes achieved in various G20 meetings over the course of India's presidency. You would recall that during the first Voice of Global South Summit in January, this is one of the things that we did, part of what Prime Minister had said, reach out, hear the voices of the Global South and see how we can mainstream that, give them more attention and put them on the high tables. I think we have been able to do that, and I think this is a good opportunity to tell members of the Global South what has been really developments over our presidency.
During the first summit of the unique initiative, leaders from 125 countries of the Global South came together to share their perspectives and priorities on a common platform. The second Voice of Global South Summit will be structured into 10 sessions. The inaugural and concluding sessions would be at head of state government level and hosted by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The theme of the Inaugural Leaders Session will be Together for Everyone's Growth with Everyone's Trust, and that of the concluding Leaders Session is Global South, Together for One Future. In addition, there will be 8 ministerial level sessions with the following themes: Foreign Minister Session, India and Global South Emerging Together for a Better Future; Education Minister Session, Making Human Resources Future Ready; Finance Minister Session, Financing People-Centric Development; Environment Minister Session, Sustainable Solutions for Climate Resilience and Climate Finance; Second Foreign Minister Session, Global South and One Development; Energy Minister Session, Affordable and Inclusive Energy Transition for Sustainable Development; Health Minister Session, Solution from Global South for One Health; and Commerce Trade Minister Session, Global South and Resilient Supply Chain. The second Voice of Global South Summit come at a time of increasing conflicts in various parts of the world, extreme weather patterns due to climate change, and rising socio-economic challenges that disproportionately hinder the growth of the developing and underdeveloped world. The summit aims to bring together the Global South on a common platform to tackle these challenges. Akshay Dongre, DD India.
And DD India correspondent Jessica Taneja is following this story. She joins us now from the newsroom. Jessica, India has championed the cause of the Global South during its 2023 G20 presidency. How does this meeting take that forward?
Well, there are various agendas and initiatives that were discussed during the G20 that will be taken forward by this virtual meet of the Voice of the Global South. And as you've seen in the past as well, India has raised 3 key concerns that is affecting the economies and predominantly the countries of the Global South, particularly 3 Cs: COVID, conflict, and of course climate change. While India wants to be an instrumental player when it comes to transfer of technologies and as well as building resilient supply chains. And as you've seen in the past, Mark, you've heard the External Affairs Minister also point out some time back that it is almost that these countries are at the mercy of supplies from certain countries, and this kind of dependence and not being able to produce or even have their own technological innovations to have those kind of resources at hand is preventing them from becoming emerging economies, and they're continuing to be recipients of both technology and other crucial supplies. And this kind of dependence is what stops and prevents their growth. So India wants to help these countries become more sustainable, more self-reliant, and of course drive their economic engine by addressing those very specific needs. And India right now stands at that position to do so. It is projected to be the 3rd largest economy. And if you look at the numbers, India will be in a decent position to be able to help countries foster that kind of growth, Mark.
And Jessica, Is it likely that this, this exchange is going to become more regular and institutionalized? It's already the second such meeting. And of course, India did take up the agenda of the Global South during the G20 presidency as well.
That's right, and it was done with more emphasis than in any other G20 platforms that we have seen. If you notice, even the G20 presidency now goes to Brazil, from Indonesia to India to Brazil. The focus with all the optics in place has been on the Global South. And of course, with Brazil also, we expect that the issues that India has sort of brought to light under its presidency will be taken forward and will be deliberated upon in detail, specifically talking about the induction of African Union and of course raising concerns that these countries have been asking to see sort of prevail more dominantly than the other issues that are outnumbered by the global north. So of course, these little initiatives that India has put forward, especially when it comes to providing technological innovation, building resilient supply chains, and of course, helping and aiding these countries with resources, and of course, establishing more technological and more scientific innovations and collaborations to build those countries rather than let them be recipients and be at the mercy, as Dr. S. Jaishankar pointed out, of few countries.
We leave it there. Thank you very much, Jessica. Jessica Taneja is